How's it going, guys? We're back this week with as previously stated in the last video, what's going to be a two-part little video series documenting the customization of a Master Grade Wing Gundam. I'll cue to some B-roll footage, but it's kind of a semi-up-close in person, on-camera look at it. I guess the best way to describe this paint scheme would just be to say the 90s called and they asked for a custom Wing Gundam. I guess that would be the best way to put it. Yeah, again, no way I could finish an entire custom in just less than a week's time. So we'll just share what we got now. So we got the chest, the waist, shoulder armor, and of course the head painted. So let's go over the colors that we used. And that we'll continue using into the other portions of the build. Of course, this lighter purple that you're seeing here, and on the waist armor, this is the splash paints mecha purple. So it's obviously it's a much lighter purple in person and stuff. So looks pretty good there. And then we used another color coming back around that we used on the Shenlong Gundam. We used the Gaia Notes Container Blue for the slightly darker turquoise, and then for the lighter turquoise colors that we have here on the shoulder armor, parts of the head, and the waist armor. That's also a Gaia Notes color. That is the Stone Green. And then this lighter purple that we have here, AOK Purple number 8. You'll have to forgive me on that one. I'll go back and check the bottle in my locker where I keep the paints stored away, and I'll edit it somewhere here or wherever. I'll put it in there somewhere, but I want to say it's AOK Silver Oaks number 8. And then for the frame color, we just used the Gaia Notes Gunmetal, so it's just a metallic dark bronze kind of color to the eye. So those are some of the parts that you're seeing here that you can see. And then, of course, we used Gaia Notes Fluorescent Pink here for the chest armor, parts on the shoulders, and accent on the eyes as well. Yep, so this is very much a Gaia Notes-oriented paint job here. For the orange, this is actually a color from the Scale Modeler supply. It is called it's actually just called International Orange. So it's inspired by the international work trucks that you would see, like old plow trucks or large dump trucks from back in the day, and even into now. But it was an orange color. Those those large heavy duty work trucks were very synonymous with back in the day. So it's a very cool orange here. I just used a yellow base coat there, so I could kind of use that to let some of the yellow come through, highlight it a little bit. Again, trying to do stuff a little bit more than just pre-shading. So just trying some stuff out here. And of course using just colors that I like. Purples, teals, turquoise, pinks. I like being vibrant with colors that I use. And especially with some of my favorite Gundams that I like. I really love the Gundam Wing mobile suits. Obviously Endless Waltz, like every Westerner, Gundam Wing and Endless Waltz. That was kind of my main childhood exposure to to Gundam as a whole. So Gundam Wing and Endless Waltz always have a special place, very near and dear in my heart. To be specific with this is the Wing Gundam E.W. Master Grade version. So not the TV version, Master Grade version, not the Wing Gundam Verka, which the Verka and the EW version are pretty similar. There's just from what I've read about, there's just a little bit of differences with some of the frame parts. I can't say exactly what the key differences are, but they're very similar. So take that for what little bit it's worth. It's a very cool kid. I think my only complaint is masking and painting Gundam eyes. It always takes me longer than it should, even when I try to be good about masking and stuff. But I would say that's more of just a personal gripe, and it's just a level of detail that I want to have. I could, maybe find water decals or use the foil stickers to just put the Gundam eyes on there and call it a done day. But I like putting different colored eyes on there, of course. So I guess that's kind of my burden to shoulder, because that's a level of detail I want to have in there. It's a cool kit, all in all. I think my only gripe I ever have with the Master Grade Gundam Wing kits, or even the Endless Waltz ones, is just they're always like smaller. They're smaller for Master Grades, so that's just my little bit of gripe I have with them. It's a small little bit of a nitpick. So I wish they were just a little bit taller, just for a little bit better scale, in my opinion. But yeah, all in all, we made some pretty good progress on this one. Yeah, we should be able to come back next week with a finished product. have the arms, and the legs, and the backpack. Of course, the weapons and stuff too. I tend to work these in sections like this, though. I'll usually do the torso, or not do paint it. I'll paint up the torso section like this that you see, and then that kind of lets me really have a good feel for the direction I want the suit to go in, or or as far as the color scheme that I want to execute. That's just part of my process. Sometimes I wish I did a little bit more in-depth planning, like putting a scanned version of it on like an app and toying with colors and stuff. But pretty good amount of times when I'm going to paint a kit, I've got a pretty good idea of the colors that I want to use in my mind. So most times I have a pretty clear direction when I actually go into the process of starting to actually paint a model kit. So you just kind of, most times you just have inspiration that takes hold in its own way for everybody. So for me, most times it'll be just kind of looking at that kit, and eventually just some kind of inspiration takes over. That inspiration kind of happens in various ways, like the Wing Gundam here that we're working on. This was just a color scheme of me that was born from me chasing for that right shade of teal and turquoise, or if you will, just chasing for that right shade to eventually do on another color scheme for like a Xeon suit that I want to use this stone green on eventually. And then just the color scheme kind of started coming to mind. I was like, oh man, that'd be really cool. I'll totally heavily 90s up this color scheme. So a lot of this just kind of came from like those like color palettes that you would often see in the 90s. So I think if you're around for a part of that, or even you've just seen some of that stuff, because some of that fashion style from from when I was younger is coming back around. So I think that's where you would probably kind of understand where that inspiration came from. But yeah, we'll come back next week and we'll finish this one up, and just kind of be able to give you guys and myself, of course, the payoff of just seeing the finished build there on camera. Have a little bit more rambling thoughts here. So, yep, that's all there is to it to expect for next week, is just to see the finished product here. And I also just wanted to say again, just to close this out, thanks guys for checking out the video last week. Seems like a lot of you guys really had some pretty good feedback and some pretty genuine interest around that eShow 1/100th model kit that we did a little bit of a review on, and just rambled on some impressions that we had. So thanks again, guys, and take care, and we'll see you next week.